Hello, welcome. In this video, let us look at what happens when an absolute value equation has no solution. Here is one example. 3 plus absolute value of 2x minus 1 is equals to 1. Let's solve it and see what happens. First step is to solve for the absolute value symbol. To do this, we need to undo the plus 3. All we do is subtract 3 from both sides, and that will do it. Now we have 2x absolute value of 2x minus 1 is equal to negative 2. This is a big red flag because absolute value is always positive. Absolute value always measures the distance to 0, and the distance is always a positive number. It will never be equal to negative. At this point, we can stop and say that the answer is no solution. So let's write it, no solution. This is our final answer to this example. Now, if we wanted to convince ourselves that the answer is really no solution, we have a few ways to do it. First, let's solve it and find the two answers. Then we will use the two answers in this original equation to show that they don't work. So to solve, all we need to do is split this equation into two parts. The first part has all the original signs, and the other half, the right half, has the opposite sign on the right. Let's solve each equation and see what we get. We add, to cancel the minus 1, we add 1 to both sides. That makes 2x equals to negative 1. And to cancel times by 2, we divide both sides by 2. We get x equals negative half. This is our first answer. Let's see if it actually works. So we plug it into our original equation and we get 3 plus absolute value 2 times negative half minus 1 equals to 1. 2 times negative half makes negative 1, and so we have 3 plus absolute value negative 1 minus 1. Is that equal to 1? Minus 1 minus another 1 makes negative 2. So we have 3 plus absolute value of negative 2 equals to 1. Absolute value of any number is positive, so we have absolute value of negative 2 is plus 2. And our answer leads to 5 equals to 1, which is not true. It's never true, which means the solution we have just found is not working, so we have to toss it out. Now let's try it on the other half. We repeat the same exact steps and we get the answer. We add 1 to both sides, and that makes 2x equals to 3. Dividing both sides by 2, we get x as 3 halves. Now when we use 3 halves in our original equation, we get 3 plus absolute value 2 times 3 halves minus 1. Is that equal to 1? Well, 2 times the third cancels off, giving us 3 minus 1, which also makes 2. So the second half leads to exactly the same statement. 3 plus absolute value of 2 equals to 1, which of course is 5 equals to 1. That's not true. So the second half also gives us nothing, which means of the two solutions we have found to this absolute value equation, none of them work, which means our answer, no solution, actually makes sense. Now to check this visually, we can use the graphing calculator and look at the picture. Let's do that right now. So here is the graphing calculator, and let's zoom in a little. Here's the graphing calculator. We go to the y equals, and first equation is the left side, 3 plus, go to the math to get to the numbers, and the first choice is ABS, that's absolute value, 2x minus 1, enter, and then the right side, which is 1. Now on the graph, we'll look for the place where the two curves cross. V shape is the absolute value. Straight line is our right side. The two shapes will never cross. We can see it from the picture, and that confirms visually that our answer, no solution, actually makes sense. And this is it. This is how to work with equations, absolute value equations, that actually have no solutions. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. If you have some of your own questions you would like to see discussed, also let me know. Thank you for your time. Look forward to hearing from you.